I fumbled the man I probably should have married.
Do you know you can be in a good relationship at the wrong time? So I feel like that was what happened to her. She's trying to say that she fumbled a good man that was there for her, that was just perfect for her, but she fumbled their relationship, that she had to break up and all of that. Let's listen to the short clip, then we'll come back and discuss.
I fumbled the man I probably should have married. And I'm making this post so that y'all don't do the same thing that I did. This is an accountability post. I met him on Hinge, and this was back when the algorithm was working a lot better, and it was like 2022, I believe. I didn't like his profile. I just knew he was gonna like me, and the next day he did. Normally I name names, but just in case he has a new girl and they're at peace, I don't want to disrupt his situation, so I'm not gonna name his name. But anyway, we met up quickly, we went on a date, and we ended up being like glued to each other pretty fast. We were like in a relationship within like a month, I believe. He locked it down. He was not trying to see me single. This man was fine. He was like 6'3", buff, long hair. He looked like Roman Reigns. Society would easily give him a 9, easily. And if you know me, you know who I'm talking about. But frankly, his looks were pretty irrelevant, honestly. He actually was very kind, very sweet, very empathetic, very emotional, very in tune with his emotions, but also quite emotional. And, you know, he just had a lot of very positive traits. The number one being, he did not play about me at all. We went to brunch with his brother and sister-in-law, and they were kind of cold, like not really like, I don't know, warming up to me. And he called that out immediately. He was like, absolutely not. When his brother was not trying to get to know me after like we had met, he was like, can you put more effort in with Brit? Like, that's my girl. Like, put some respect on Brit's name. Like, he did not play about me at all. I had never in my life dated a man like that. I had never dated a man who was on my side. Like, who, like, I don't know, defended me. I've never had that before. He also impressed my parents. My mom liked him a lot. She said I broke his heart, and honestly, I agree. But yes, my parents liked him a lot. So we dated for like 6 months, and I kept feeling like something was just missing throughout the relationship. Like, something just felt like it was missing. And I would communicate that to him, like, oh, I like you a lot. I love you, but like, something's just missing. And I didn't know what it was, and this poor guy was just doing his best to try to figure out what was missing, like trying to make adjustments, but like he just couldn't figure it out, and neither could I, because I didn't have the self-awareness that I have now. What was missing was chaos. No matter how many adjustments he was willing to make, he couldn't adjust himself to become a chaotic, toxic man when he just wasn't that. And that's all I had ever been used to. You see, I had not taken the time to like truly heal myself after my relationship prior to him, which was with an abusive guy. Very abusive, emotionally avoidant guy. Emotionally unavailable, everything. Okay, I had not healed from that. Not enough to be with a person who was safe. And so one day when he pissed me off, I broke up with him like on a whim. Because the majority of my prior relationships were with like antagonistic men, I was not ready to receive someone who was safe and loving and kind and caring. Maybe I didn't think I deserved it. Maybe I couldn't recognize what it was. My nervous system didn't know what to do with safe. My parents were kind of emotionally unavailable. Growing up in that dynamic, you kind of look for that in partners as well. So I ended up with emotionally unavailable men back to back to back. That brings me to my next point. For a while, what I felt like the relationship was lacking was him being a true leader. He would defer to me to make a lot of decisions because he felt like I was more intelligent than him. He would want me to like plan stuff. He would want me to just like make a lot of choices that I felt like the man should make. And I just didn't want to do that. I wanted like a leader in the way that I saw leader, how I viewed it. But like, knowing that he has weaknesses and that I have strengths, and then deferring to me where he's weak and letting him take the reins where he's strong is leadership. Like, okay, he could lead when it comes to protecting and providing and whatever, but he may have needed help with planning and stuff that he's not so good at. But I just couldn't see that at the time because I was dumb. I thought I needed 10 out of 10 boxes checked. But relationships are not found, they are built. Soulmates are built. Boxes can be built. If the person is at 7 or 8 and the last 2 need some work, you can meet them halfway. They can meet you halfway. Adjustments can be made. You don't have to break up. So though he had 8 of my 10 boxes, I was still too traumatized to accept him. I couldn't regulate my own nervous system fully yet. I had gotten to that point at 25 and met a very abusive man at 26, and I lost all my progress. So I still needed chaos, and I ruined it. The next guy I dated after that ended up being another avoidant who was emotionally unavailable and ended up breaking my heart worse than anybody else I'd ever experienced in my entire life. So I got my karma pretty fast, I guess. Let this be a lesson. If you've met someone who's good, they protect you well, they show up, they love you, but you feel like something's missing or something feels off or whatever the case may be, or it feels boring, make sure that something is not just the trauma that you're used to. Make sure that, you have healed enough to even receive what they're offering you. You don't need a perfect man. You just need a man that checks enough boxes that you can work with the rest. Anyway, that angel wasn't even on social media like that, so he'll probably never see this, but still, if you do see this, I hope you're doing great.
She's sounding like she felt bad for letting him go because the next relationship that she had after that broke her heart. It was emotionally unavailable and all of that, BS. So she sounded like she's feeling bad that she shouldn't have let that one go and all of that. But I feel like she should not, because you're not supposed to be perfect at 25. And I think she said she was 25. You're not supposed to be to understand life at 25. So if at that age you're still figuring out your life and you don't even know which is which and you're not happy in a relationship, I just feel like you shouldn't feel bad for letting him go. Let me show you this reaction then, but I'd like to know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section, respectfully, as we watch this reaction together.
I fumbled the man I probably should have married, and I'm making this post so that y'all don't do the same thing that
Women, stop doing this foolishness. Dr. Cecilia Regina here. It's so much, Lord. TikTok says I must have a background when I record, so here you are. Enjoy my regalia. So back to this woman. She said she had a nice guy and she wasn't satisfied. She wanted chaos because she'd been raised in chaos and all that sort of thing. Had just gotten out of an abusive relationship. Stop being vulnerable online, because all men want is to have a gotcha moment. Of course, men flooded her comments, calling her everything but a child of the Most High. And she hasn't experienced the worst yet, because that video is going to find its way over to the manosphere. And because she's a beautiful girl, they're going to say, see, women always want this and they're not satisfied. They are drooling over the idea some man is going to live his beat it chick fantasy. If you have an issue like this, take it to the Lord in prayer, okay? Do not post it online, because men are gleeful at the idea that you are suffering. And second of all, this guy didn't sound like he was all that, to be honest. It didn't sound like she missed anything so extraordinary, and she's gorgeous. There'll be another one. Men are literally like buses. You miss one, there's another one coming. But notice something. But I want you to notice something. Men never want to take any responsibility. When a man says he fumbled a baddie, it means something like he cheated on her, but in the end, he's still going to blame her for not forgiving him. But this woman is over here self-flagellating because she was the victim of abuse. Babe, if you were not compatible with this guy because you had gotten out of an abusive relationship and you needed more time to heal and you had never been to therapy, or just because you all were not suited to each other, you weren't compatible. And it's not on you. Incompatibility is not a sin. And notice something. She said, as soon as I realized I wasn't getting what I needed in the relationship, I wasn't happy in the relationship, he tried things and, the situation wasn't fixed, I broke up with him. So you didn't say I led him on, I cheated on him, I harmed him mentally, I played games. You left. So where was the big sin? Women are so conditioned to over-identify as the responsible party. Whether or not they actually did something, they take responsibility for everything. Everything is always their fault. And we really do put 100 on 10 and blow things out of proportion. You are a girl. 25, 26, you're just a little baby. You are a delicate, tender little creature. You're still making your way in the world. I think it's good to be circumspect. It's good to be aware of how you affect others, but it's not your job to take on the mental load for what you perceive may have happened to him. You don't know. Maybe he's living his best life out there somewhere. But it pains me because so many women overinflate their accountability because men never take any. And like I said, it's a great thing to be circumspect, but what was your big crime? You broke up with someone who may have in the end been good for you, but you broke up with him. You didn't play with him. You didn't harm him. You didn't cheat on him. You didn't abuse him. You didn't go with his homeboy. All situations, by the way, that celebrity women have gone through and men have blamed them for their partners cheating on them with their friends, having outside babies on them, harming them when they got sick. Men have blamed women for going through those things. You didn't do anything. You walked out your situation to the best of your knowledge at the time. Maybe now that you're a little older, your prefrontal cortex is developing a little bit more, you have more knowledge, but you can't punish yourself for not knowing what you didn't know when you didn't know it. Think of a child. Would you fuss with a toddler for not knowing how to use the bathroom? Are you going to pop their little hands and say, you're wrong, you're bad for still needing a diaper? They just don't know yet. But we're so accustomed, especially my ladies, to doing it all, getting it out of the mud all by ourselves, teaching ourselves how to do every single thing that we somehow think, having never had functional relationships modeled oftentimes, that we're supposed to know how to do everything at the age of 25. Or oftentimes even younger than that. Give yourself the same grace these men give themselves. You know, the ones who couldn't help cheating on you because his grandma died back in 5th grade. These men are out here defending R. Kelly and Diddy because a bunch of moons ago they had a hard time. Maybe somebody stole their lunch money. Don't you know he had to assault and imprison all those girls? He can't read. So please, okay? There's no need to roast yourself over an open flame because some guy's feelings might have gotten hurt once upon a time. Not when the demographics mock teenage and child victims of these same men. Girl, go live your life. That's it. Like and follow for more.
Sometimes last week, I saw a video. I feel like a man was saying almost the same thing she was saying, that it felt like the woman that I should have married, he fumbled and he let us, slip away. And you know what he said in the next sentence? It was like, now that I've let her slip away, I'm just going to be having fun with every woman that I meet. I'm not going to be serious because I already know that the one that I truly love and the one that would have been perfect for me as a wife, I didn't get her. So now the difference between a man and a woman is a woman now understand, or after she realized that she let a good man slip out of her, she did not say, okay, now that I've let the good man that I should have married slip out of me, from now on, I'm going to start being a baddie and do anyhow, treatment anyhow. She's still the way in fact, she's still trying to work on herself and be a good person to whatever man that she meets. And I personally feel like, yes, you meet different men, you're still young, you meet so many persons that will even, treat you way, way better than him. I just feel like it's not. Some people actually believe that there is one perfect person for one person. Everybody has his own person. Like I was born to just fall in love with one person. No, I just feel like you're going to meet another person that is going to treat you way better. Like it's that's just how life is. So if you feel like you fumbled the person that you're supposed to have married, or a good man that you're supposed to have married, you're going to meet another person that is going to treat you even way better than the other guy. She said something about toxicity, that she wanted chaos in the relationship and she was not getting that chaos, and because she's used to being in a relationship with a man that always look for trouble always want to fight and be toxic, so she being in that kind of relationship that everything is just sweet, she's like something is missing and she had to let him go. This is the same thing that I've actually read the story that a woman was saying that she left, or she wants to leave her husband. She's tired of her relationship because the man is just too kind, just exactly as this woman was explaining her ex-boyfriend. She was saying the same thing about her present husband, that she feels like he's too, she needs something, like he's not holding her firm, like he's not manly enough and all of that. Some women are used to that toxicity in a relationship and they feel like that is their norm. So when you are in a relationship with a man that doesn't give you that kind of toxicity, you feel like you're in a boring relationship. Yeah, we might say, oh, my relationship is boring, we don't fight, we don't nothing, like it's just so boring. I personally feel like that is trauma. I just feel like you are used to toxicity in relationship. Doesn't mean that is the norm in a relationship. Just as Cecilia Regina said, she said she let him go because she broke up with him. So she let him go. She did not say, okay, I'm going to cheat on you. I'm going to, I'm sure she didn't even break his heart so much that, he will not want to love again or something. She let him go because she found out that probably she's not ready for that kind of relationship at that point, because she's still dealing with a lot of things, Anyway, you guys, what's your take on this conversation? Let's continue this conversation down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, your girl Maya David, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys.